Welcome student on series of lectures on engineering thermodynamics. So we are dealing with some basic concepts required to understand laws of thermodynamics. So in this chapter we are going to study what are the laws of thermodynamics. We have already gone through what is thermodynamic, different applications, what are the types of interactions, then what is system, surrounding, boundaries, types of system. Then we have seen how to define property. It is measurable characteristic of the system. How to differentiate it into intensive and extensive property. Some facts about property. Then we have seen what is state and process. And during this discussion, we have gone through one word, equilibrium. Now today we are going to elaborate more about this equilibrium, the concept of equilibrium. So basic definition of equilibrium: as long as there is no energy interaction between system and surrounding, properties of system remain constant. Under such condition, state of system is constant and system is said to be in equilibrium. Okay, so simple. So if there is no energy interaction between system and surrounding, and as long as properties of system remains constant, it is said to be in equilibrium. Okay, so that is our discussion related to state and process and properties. Now we will define thermodynamic equilibrium in new sense. So first of all, what is thermodynamic equilibrium? System is said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium if it achieves mechanical, thermal and chemical equilibrium. Okay, so there is difference between thermal equilibrium and thermodynamic equilibrium. Okay, so don't confuse yourself with thermodynamic equilibrium and thermal equilibrium. So thermodynamic equilibrium is equilibrium if system achieves all three equilibriums, that is thermal, chemical and mechanical. So we will go through each equilibrium condition one by one. First, mechanical equilibrium. A system or body is said to be in mechanical equilibrium as long as there is no unbalanced force acting on body. Okay, so equilibrium condition means if there is no unbalanced force acting on a body, so there is no acceleration on the body, so body is at rest or of uniform motion. That is the condition of mechanical equilibrium. So you can see one example. There is one body of mass m placed on the table. So force acting on the body is its own weight, that is mg. It is acting in downward direction, and there is reaction force n which is acting opposite to that of the self weight of the body. So if you calculate net force acting on the body, so it will be 0. So this body is said to be in mechanical equilibrium condition. So body is not accelerating, so there is no unbalanced force acting on the body, so such condition is mechanical equilibrium. Okay, so whenever there is no force acting on a body, it is mechanical equilibrium condition. If we consider our usual example, piston cylinder arrangement, so if pressure applied by the system, that is your working fluid, is same as that of the pressure applied by the surrounding, then under such condition there is no motion of the piston, so no unbalanced force acting on the piston, so it is mechanical equilibrium condition. So what is unequilibrium condition? Okay, again piston cylinder example. So if there is unbalanced force acting from any side of the piston, there will be motion of the piston in the direction of force, so that is mechanical unequilibrium condition. So if there is unbalanced force acting, then it is mechanical inequilibrium. If all forces are balanced, means no unbalanced force is there, then it is mechanical equilibrium condition. Okay, so hope you understand about mechanical equilibrium. Let's move to next equilibrium, that is chemical equilibrium. So as long as chemical composition of working substance of system remains constant, the system is said to be in chemical equilibrium. Okay, next, if system is in chemical equilibrium, no chemical reaction takes place inside the system. Okay, next, condition of chemical equilibrium mostly depend upon parameter like pressure and temperature. Okay, so these are three facts about chemical equilibrium. So let's elaborate more about this chemical equilibrium. Now we will elaborate it with one simple example. Now in one beaker I have hydrochloric acid, and in one beaker I have sodium hydroxide, so NaOH. So we have HCl in one beaker, we have NaOH in another beaker. So as long as HCl and NaOH are in different beaker, there is no change in composition. HCl will remain HCl throughout the time interval and NaOH remains NaOH throughout the time interval. So this condition is called as chemical equilibrium condition, means the chemicals of the system remains same or there is no change in composition, so they are stable at that certain condition. So this is chemical equilibrium condition. Now if I mix HCl with NaOH, now under this mixture is not stable mixture, so there will be conversion of this mixture into stable product, and that stable products are H2O and NaCl. So whenever there is reaction of acid and base, there will be conversion of this acid and base into salt and water. So HCl plus NaOH, it will give you H2O and NaCl, that is water and common salt. Okay, so during this transition there is change of composition from HCl and NaOH to H2O and NaCl. So during this transition the system is said to be in chemical inequilibrium condition. So as there is change in composition of system, it is called as chemical inequilibrium condition. So chemical inequilibrium condition may occurs due to temperature and pressure also. So if I say that the system is in chemical equilibrium, it means all the composition of working fluid of that system are stable, and for throughout the time interval there will not be any change in composition. Okay, so after a certain time there will be H2O and NaCl and they will be stable throughout the time interval. So system is said to have achieved chemical equilibrium condition. Okay. Now another example, in atmospheric air we have nitrogen in contact with oxygen. There is highest percentage of nitrogen in air and there is also 20 to 21% of oxygen in air. So there will not be any reaction of oxygen and nitrogen. Now if you have atmospheric air and if you increase temperature of there beyond 1000 degrees Celsius, 1500 degrees Celsius, now what happen? Under such condition nitrogen is unstable, so it gets converted into chemical inequilibrium condition, so it reacts with oxygen to form NOx. Okay, so in engine emissions you can see there is percentage of NOx, that is nitrogen oxides. Okay, so nitrogen which is stable at atmospheric condition is unstable at higher temperature, so it achieves chemical inequilibrium condition, so it gets converted into stable component by reacting with oxygen and by forming nitrogen oxides, that is NOx. So this is about chemical equilibrium. As long as chemical composition remains constant, system is said to be in chemical equilibrium. Okay, so let's move to next equilibrium, that is thermal equilibrium. Okay, so as name suggests, thermal, it is related to heat. As long as there is no temperature gradient within system and also there is no heat interaction within system and or between system and surrounding, the system is said to be in thermal equilibrium. Okay, now consider one system. The temperature in the system is constant. Also temperature between system, there is no temperature difference between system and surrounding, so there will be no heat interaction or there will be no heat transfer within system or between system and surrounding. So such condition is called as thermal equilibrium. So if I say two bodies are in thermal equilibrium, it means temperature of these two bodies are same. If I say the system is in thermal equilibrium with itself, means there is constant temperature throughout the system, there is no temperature gradient within the system. So thermal equilibrium is related to heat transfer only. So if there is no heat transfer at that moment, so system is said to be in thermal equilibrium. So if there is temperature difference, there will be heat interaction, there will be heat transfer, so system is not in thermal equilibrium. Okay, so there is one example. In a system we have air, stone and ice. So obviously the temperature of ice is minimum and there will be certain temperature of air, there will be certain temperature of stone. So there is temperature gradient within this system ice is at lower temperature, stone is at higher temperature, so there will be heat interaction between these bodies, and after infinite time interval, so you can see all these three compositions will be at same temperature. Now on left hand side it is condition of thermal inequilibrium condition, and on right hand side after some time interval or after every heat interaction, all the temperature, all the bodies will have same temperature. It is called as thermal equilibrium condition. So thermal inequilibrium means there will be existence of temperature gradient and there will be existence of heat transfer, and thermal equilibrium means there is no existence of temperature gradient and there is no heat interaction. That is called as thermal equilibrium. So we have seen these three types of equilibrium: mechanical equilibrium, chemical equilibrium, and thermal equilibrium. So mechanical equilibrium means there is no unbalanced force acting. Chemical equilibrium means there is no chemical reaction ongoing or composition of system remains same throughout the time interval, and thermal equilibrium means there is no heat interaction or heat transfer or temperature gradient within system or between system and surrounding. And if any system have all these three equilibrium, that is mechanical, chemical and thermal equilibrium, the system is said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium. So what is significance of this thermodynamic equilibrium? If I say certain system is in thermodynamic equilibrium, so you can conclude that the properties of that system remains constant throughout the time interval. There will not be any change in property. So to perform work or to have energy interaction, you need to have at least one in equilibrium condition. At least if you have all equilibrium condition, there will not be any energy interaction of the body. And again we need to understand law of universe, that universe always tries to achieve equilibrium condition. If any system is not in equilibrium condition, it will get converted into equilibrium condition. If there is unbalanced force, that will be get converted into acceleration. If there is temperature gradient, there will be heat transfer until temperature becomes same. And if there is chemical equilibrium condition, then it will rearrange its atoms, system will rearrange its atoms and get converted into stable component. Okay, so that is about thermodynamic equilibrium. Okay, thank you student. Now in next lecture, as you know, now you understand what is thermodynamic equilibrium. So next part is we will discuss about quasi-static process or quasi-equilibrium process. So thank you.